These are 5 of my 5-star reads from 2025. Hey, I'm Christina, and I post about book reviews, recommendations, and my favorite thrift store finds. These are all books I read in 2025, and they are actually more than 5-star reads. These are actually my 6-star reads. These broke the scale for me. These were my favorite books of 2025. First up, we have Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. I did not think I was going to like this book as much as I did. I absolutely loved it. I am obsessed. I recommend it to anyone and everyone. It is a Western, and I am not a Western girly, but trust me, if you think you don't like Westerns, you will like this book. This is just an epic tale of a group of Texas Rangers that want to become ranchers in Montana. So they're taking a journey all the way from the southernmost part of Texas all the way up to Montana to start to make some money starting the cattle ranch up in Montana. So obviously this takes them months, and it's just a slew of characters. All the characters are just so engaging. They're so interesting, even the smaller ones. It's heartbreaking. It's just absolutely epic. It is beautifully written, just the way that Larry McMurtry writes about the land that they are crossing and the night, and just everything he describes is just, it's just so immersive. So yeah, this was my first 5-star read of 2025. Next up, we have Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I know this one is having its moment because the movie just came out, and let me tell you, I love the movie as much as I love the book. The book made me cry, the movie made me sob. This is a story about Ryland Grace. He wakes up on a spaceship, and he has no idea why he's there, and he doesn't even know who he is. But soon he finds out that he is there to save the world, and he slowly starts to just remember things. And the book sort of takes place between the present time on the ship, and it kind of, as he starts to remember things, it goes back into the back to the past, where you start to piece together who he is and the reasons he's there. And this book has one of the best friendships I have ever seen in a book in my life. The two main characters of this book, I mean, BFFs for life, BFF Hall of Fame. Both characters were just so sweet. They're just the kind of characters that you root for in a story, that you really just cannot wait to see them succeed. This book is a little bit of a tonal shift. This is The Book Thief by Markus Zuska. It takes place during World War II in Germany, and the main character is a little girl named Liesel, and she is her mother has her fostered by another family because her mother is unable to care for her. And the interesting thing about this book is the narrator of the book is not Liesel, it is Death. Death is the narrator. Just that alone made this book just so interesting to me, because I would have never, you don't think of Death in that way. Death is not an enemy. Death is not a bad guy. Death is not a villain. Death is just what it is. Death has no stake in the game. Death has no favorites. Death has no choice in the matter. Death is just death. Main character Liesel, she was just an amazing main character. You know, I think anybody could see a lot of themselves in her. She's so brave. She's so strong, but also being vulnerable and just really just speaking to what she believes in. And she puts all this hurt and pain that she's feeling during this war that's confusing her because she is a child. And that's what kind of leads her to becoming the book thief. But another one with such amazing characters, and it's just written so beautifully, so well. It doesn't follow like a really like standard narrative. Like, I don't know, it's just very uniquely written. Next up is Razor by Tears by S.A. Cosby, and I'm sure you've heard this before, but S.A. Cosby does not miss. All of his books are excellent. I've read all of his books except for one, but this by far is my favorite. I'm actually rereading this one this month because it is our book club selection, but I do not mind rereading this one bit. I am so excited to share this book with my book club. So the story, it follows the two main characters are Ike and Buddy Lee. Ike is black, Buddy Lee is white. They are both ex-cons, and their sons were married to each other, and neither father fully accepted their son's life. But tragically, both of them are murdered, and these two fathers join together to not only find out why their sons were murdered, but to seek vengeance on those who did it. This book reads like a movie, and then it needs to be made into a movie. Like, I have a lot of ideas for casting for this movie, but it has to be a movie because it just is so action packed. It is it's heartbreaking and heartwarming. It's funny. It's just such an amazing book. Like, it's a definite must read. I cannot recommend this one enough. Last, we have Circe by Madeline Miller. This was actually the last book I read in 2025, and it was just the perfect way to end the year. Absolutely loved this book. This book follows the main character, Circe. She is she's a nymph. She's like half goddess. She's a goddess, and she is just kind of overlooked by her family. No one in her family truly values or appreciates her. She is exiled to an island where she has to live alone. And in that isolation, she truly finds herself and who she is and who she was meant to be. She learns witchcraft, so she uses her goddess powers along with her witchcraft, and she just really cultivates this beautiful life for herself in isolation, and then she just realizes who she is outside of the expectations and outside of the person her family saw her as, and she's just this badass, just feminist goddess. She's just amazing, and I absolutely love the main character. I love Greek mythology. I love books about witchcraft. I love books about magic. So it's just hit on all the right spots for me, and it just felt like this book was written for me, as funny as that sounds. And definitely one of my favorites of 2025. When I closed this book, like when I shut the book and I read the last like sentence, like I literally got chills because it hit so hard. It had like one of the best, most perfect endings of a book that I have ever read. So there we have it. These are my top 5 of 2025. Did you read any of these books? And let me know in the comments if you did, what you thought. And if you want to hear me yap more about books, please like and subscribe.